Hey everyone, so welcome back to another video. This video here we're going to be building a chicken brooder. The materials are rough cut pine that I cut off my sawmill just a few months ago, and if you check out the other videos in the channel you'll be able to see those pine logs that I cut up. I sketched up plans for building this chicken brooder, and I did that just so I knew what I'm going to need to cut ahead of time and cut all my parts out right out here.
Two hours later.
I am going to assemble the legs and the top corner parts of the frame for the brooder up top. So that's the legs. Now I'm on to the top corner frames, which is these roughly 2 foot 1x3s, and they're going to be assembled in the same way. Alright, so now the legs are still clamped and drying, but I can continue with this project. So what I'm going to do now is attach these top pieces for the lower base of the chicken brooder to the top of the legs. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use brad nails and glue. So there's one side. I'm going to do the same thing with the other.
It's the How We Build a Chicken Coop show. It's how we build a chicken coop. It's how we build a chicken coop. We'll see you in the next one. No. Chicken coops are for chickens. Particularly, we should be out in a couple of seconds.
So now I'm going to bring these inside by the wood stove where they can dry. So in this step here, I'm going to be assembling the base. I'm going to be using a brand new tool, brad nailer by Porter Cable. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble this base now. So I'll be able to run this brad nailer working on projects at night without making a whole lot of noise. Otherwise I'd have to bring a small compressor into the house. Now I need to center up this one. That's about right. Glue. To check square of anything, measure from corner to corner, and I'm just going to tighten the clamp and it'll pull these corners together. And I'll just keep turning the clamp until the measurements from each corner are the same. Clamp each of one of these joints. I'm just going to let this sit overnight and dry. I let the glue dry overnight, and so now this is the next day. So I'm going to let this dry.
2 hours later.
What we're going to do is as we take clamps off, we're going to put screws in. Here. Is it put? So now I gotta go cut some plywood for the next steps.
A few moments later.
Forgot to turn the microphone on first, but anyway, just to go over real quick what I just did. I have a 2 foot by 4 foot piece of plywood here. I pre-cut this all out in my garage. Next thing I'm going to do is put these corners on. It's going to go just like this. So I'm going to bring this down like that. This down long ways like that. I'm going to lay in the side wall and glue it and tack it in place. 2.5 inches down on this side, 2.5 over here. On the slide, I'm going to run just 1 bead of glue down the side here. I'm going to drop it in place and line it back up to that line again. And I'm going to go ahead and tack this side in. Boom. So I'm going to put glue right in there, and then I'm going to flip it back up, and that corner is going to go on this corner here, and I'm going to nail it in. I'm just going to go 2.5. It's going to fit. Oh, like a glove. Front and back walls in. Alright, so just like the front and the back, I went out in the garage and cut the sides. I'll run some glue on it. Squeeze this board into place here. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put this trim piece on. So what I'm doing here with this clamp is it's going to hold this board up for me while I put it in place. Alright, so I'm going to put some extra glue back here behind this before I pull it all together with some screws. I'm basically just going to go over and do the same exact on the other side. So basically the same thing I did on the front and back, I'm doing here on the sides. Strip of glue on the bottom edge of this trim. Yeah, I think I got like 20 tape measures and I can never find them. And because I don't have any braces up the top to screw this plywood to, the plywood is a little bit bowed out because plywood has a little bit of a flex to it because it's thin. What I'm doing here, you can see I got a bar clamp over the top and I took measurements and I'm going to glue it and screw it in place up here, and this way it'll give me a place for me to bring that together. And the reason I want to do that is I need to cut out a perfectly square or rectangle top for this to fit on, and I don't really want to have any gaps and I want this to all be straight and even. The only way to do that is to pull this together, and by putting a board in the middle that will enable me to do that. So it's just a simple, quick way for me to get that done. One of my lovely assistants.
Me.
Me?
Me.
Oh. I'm lovely.
Me. Me.
Alright, so since I'm gluing the end grain, I put a coat of glue on first, let it soak in a little bit, and then put some more on thing put in place here. Put a lot more clamping pressure on it. Alright, so I'm going to throw some brad nails in. I'm just going to let this dry overnight. Hey everyone, so it's been a few days since I've worked on the chicken brooder. I was going to make a top for it, which I probably will at some point. Basically just going to take a piece of plywood and cut it out to size, 2 foot by 4 foot, and put it on top. I will probably split that in two and possibly maybe even put hinges on it so I can open either side independently, but I haven't 100% decided on how I'm going to do that yet, so I'll probably do that, and then I may even change it a little bit after. I'm also probably going to put a shelf down here below, and I'll put a piece of plywood on top of that to put a shelf down there to keep things down underneath that. For all intents and purposes, this brooder is completely finished. I just want to at least get this build out there, and I do have plans available, so if you are interested in those, please throw a comment in this video and let me know that you would like that, and I can send them to you. So as you can see, they're really enjoying their new brooder. I do have this craft paper that I use sometimes on my workbench for doing glue ups. We just hot glued it in certain spots to hold it in place. The pine shavings that are in here are from me planing down the wood that I used to build this. They have lots of room in here and they're very happy. So that's gonna be it for the build of this chicken brooder. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, throw them in the comment section below. If you would like a copy of the plans to build this for yourself, let me know and I will get those plans to you. Let me know in the comment section below a little bit about what you do. I'd be curious to know. Like I said, we have a homesteading channel, Dillon Family Homestead. I'll put a link in the description below. You can pop over and check that out. If you have a homesteading channel or you do any homesteading yourself, let us know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear about it. So anyway, as always, I really appreciate you watching this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, give it a thumbs up, it helps us out here a lot. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. I think you'll like those as well. If you do like those videos, please consider hitting the subscribe button. When you hit that, a bell icon will come up. Hit that bell icon and you'll be notified when we put out new videos in the future. Really appreciate your watching. Take care, and until next time, happy woodworking.